Hello guys, and welcome to a new Store Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you game 1 in a best of 3 between Gonzo and Walther, and this is Chickendew's European tournament. So thank you to Chickendew for hosting this tournament. I'm going to be bringing you guys the entire tournament covered on my channel. They are best of 3s across the board. It's a double elimination bracket, but every round is best of 3. So there's going to be tons of games for you guys. Hopefully some really good series to watch as well. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. As for future tournaments, there is a tournament that is going to be hosted by Scout Spirit. He's currently looking for 2v2 teams to join him for a tournament. I will leave all of the links in the description, and I'll probably make a post in the comments as well. So make sure you check that out if you're interested in playing in a 2v2 tournament. Yeah, definitely have a look as he is looking for more players. So anyway, in this one we have Walther versus Gonzo, and Walther's going to be playing the first Panzerner today versus Gonzo's Panzer on, of course, Cheux. Cheux seems like one of the maps that is often played quite a lot in competitive, and I guess is one that we've all become familiar with now. So it'll be interesting to see if either team has any particular strategy that they like to use. Gonzo here with the Panzer is definitely using a division that we don't see very often in 1v1. It definitely can struggle in phase A, especially against something like a first Panzerner, which could really take advantage of Gonzo if Gonzo isn't too careful. But Gonzo, I know, is a good player. He's beaten me many a time. So yeah, I kind of have faith in him. We'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at what Walther's putting down. So first of all, he has the 30 cal Jeep there with the recon. He's got an AT gun with some rifles, or Strelzy with the recon there as well. Some more Strelzy for the mid, some more Strelzy further down. Then we have a Staghound moving to the town with a couple units of Strelzy and the command, and 2 more units for the bottom side. For Gonzo, it's going to be AT gun, command, and Panzer Grenadiers for the town. And then we got recon heading to the middle, the spear troop there in the 251, and on the top side, an actual quite heavy presence. He's got a Puma, he's got the 258, he's got the PaK 38 in there, MG42, and a command. This is a very interesting push. He's going to probably try and use the Puma alongside the 258 to make some ground. This needs to be accompanied by some very good optics infantry though. So this spear troop might even be heading sort of top side as well to accompany them. I guess the main issue that Gonzo has to worry for is not leaving any gaps in his front line that will be exploited early on and give him like salience, because it looks like his forces are pretty concentrated at the moment. As for Walther, he has backed himself up with the Cromwell 6 in the top side. And that's about it. We are underway. Good stuff. The first game of Chickendew's European tournament. Awesome stuff. Let's get this show on the road. Quite literally. Right. Gonzo here, moving in a relatively low amount of infantry towards this town. I think Gonzo's going to maybe not prioritize this at all. Let Walther sit here with his 6 units of Strelzy. That's like a crazy amount of rifles to put into the town early on. Let's see exactly where these are all going. Yeah, look, all of those units of rifles heading into the town. One of them should definitely be heading to the bottom of the map. That's an easy way to find a salient. On this top side, it looks like this Jeep is probably going to end up bumping into the Puma, so that's going to get killed. Yep, 1-shot kill. Very nice. 251 going to be dropping off the speed troop. Not much that the Zwiadowski or rifles can do there. But Walther's unloading his infantry. Gonzo's taking a defensive stance, just kind of giving up the town, honestly. Going to sit away from it in these buildings and gun down rifles in the open. So half track opening up onto rifles there. We have this half track opening up onto the enemy Jeep. 258 is taking shots at the 6-pounder. This is really well played 258 is being microed, so it's fire positioning short of the 6-pounder, which is forcing that to fall back before it fires. And that's all due to this Storch. We don't see a Storch in competitive play very often, but you can see here it's definitely doing the job. Spots the 6-pounder, makes it easy to take out. This Puma's also spotted the recon that was placed there, so now Gonzo's trying to charge down the Cromwell 6. MG42 does get unloaded with the 251 half-track. 251 is coming in as well to engage the Jeep, and also the 6-pounder Hurricane has been purchased to take care of that Storch. So it's not uncommon to see the 1st Panzerner invest in a Hurricane, so this isn't something new, and that Hurricane is going to take care of that Storch and get rid of that recon information. It's up to Gonzo to keep on to this 6-pounder, make sure that he's pinning down the Cromwell 6 as well. But so far, you know, things actually in favour of Walther in terms of score. +1 for Walther as he has full control over this town. However, things are slowly falling in favour of Gonzo on the top side. It's not often you see a Panzer player play so aggressively in the early game, but it's nice to see Puma here going to be trying to find that kill. Going to be pretty hard for him to do so. 258 continues to pin down this 6-pounder. I'm surprised that 6-pounder isn't dead yet. Pack 38's also attack moving forwards. Half tracks moving forwards there. We have Speed Troop and the 251 continuing the push in the middle now. The Cromwell 6 did manage to force back the Puma. And this Hurricane Mark IV is still flying about. It's used up a lot of its ammunition though. I guess maybe if he can see the Pack 38 he might be able to kill that off, although it looks like the Cromwell 6 is going to end up doing that anyway. Now the 258 might get the pin onto the Cromwell 6, and that would be devastating. In the centre there has been a Speed Troop and half-track pin and make the Strelzy surrender there. We also see this half-track surrendering the Strelzy up here. There has been a Stuart 5 brought in to reply, but that is actually struggling to kill off the half-track, and a huge salient now for Gonzo is pushing him to a +2 right off the bat. That is crazy. Another Puma on the way as well, and those Pumas, if they get the extra veterancy maybe from this Panzergrenadier, could easily pick off this Stuart. Ooh, Puma there getting a direct hit onto the Cromwell 6. That's not what Walther wants. And that Puma's been sneaky, got up close and personal. See this Puma zooming up the road as well. Gonzo's got them microed down to a T. Meanwhile, in this town, not much Walther can do with these rifles. He could do like a mass push, but most of them are going to get pinned down by these Panzergrens now. Panzergren's really nicely placed. We see this recon squad being spotted out by the Puma. That's going to get killed off. This Puma is going to be taking now shots at the Strelzy. And this Puma is going to be engaging the Stuart 5. Or the first shot ammo storage hit. That's going to half the number of shells that the Stuart 5 has. You can see that Walther has deactivated his HE on the guns here. And that's actually a really good job by Walther to stop it from engaging infantry at max range. I like that a lot. Instead, it only engages armoured vehicles at max range, and that's very, very helpful indeed. So the Puma is still going for the shots onto the Cromwell 6. I can't believe that that has not been killed yet. This Puma has been trying for a very long time now. Can the last shot do the job? It's going to make it fall back at least. Now this Puma engaging the Stuart 5 once again. See if we can get a kill shot in there somewhere. Staghound is advancing on the centre, going to be trying to take out the 251. Now these Staghounds are actually a really good sort of answer to half-track play in the most part, which is why the 1st Panzerner is pretty strong early on. But the trouble is these Pumas, if they get a kill onto the Staghound for example, just like they got the kill onto the Stuart 5 here, that's going to be really, really hard for Walther to deal with. He needs to invest in maybe a Cromwell 5 in order to sort this stuff out, because otherwise it's just going to be in trouble. Or he could maybe invest in a second Cromwell 6 and continue to engage the Pumas from max range. and keep forcing them to fall back. That could be another way to do it. So like sort of Cromwell 6 in combination with the Staghounds, that then allows the Staghounds to sort of advance on the Pumas and try and take them out. We see the Pack 38 still trying to advance here. Let's see if Walther can see that happening. I don't think he can, no. But things still in a +1 for Gonzo currently. So half tracks now approaching the town. They're going to be assisting the Panzer Grenadiers in taking out rifles. We have a Pack 38 here that's getting very close to this Staghound, but with the VulcanHDGaming right there, as soon as that comes into the tree line, it's going to get shot at. Can it still find the kill though? Oh, it's going to be devastating. Track wheel damage, not quite what Gonzo was looking for. That could definitely delay things in the middle of the map. Unless the second shot finds a kill, it does. The Pack 38 doesn't get pinned down in time. And Walther, oh, that's such a shame. It's going to be left out to dry there. VulcanHDGaming failed to kill the Pack 38 as well. Pack 38 finally dies on the top side. Looks like a Puma went down here as well. 6-pounder likely took that out. Crazy stuff. Okay. Still, a +2 for Gonzo again. And things tend to falling, well, things are sort of tending to fall in his favour at the moment. We've got the half-track engagement with the Strelzy. Not really much that Walther can do to stop this, other than maybe get the Staghound to start killing off all of the half-tracks. But this Staghound's currently engaging this half-track, and the internal fragment should mean that he can leave that be. But I think he's just trying to close the salient on this bottom side of the map, which is fair enough. Staghound here, though, needs to probably head to the top side of the town, start engaging these half-tracks, and relieve the pressure on his rifles. As VulcanHDGaming still trying to kill off the Pack 38, not quite working out for them. And now we see an engagement between the Hurricane Mark IV and an ME-109 G6R6. Now, I'm not sure if Gonzo invests in 2 ME-109s in Phase A, but it's likely that the 1st Panzerner would invest in 2 Hurricanes in Phase A. So honestly, this could be a bad idea for Gonzo, but Gonzo micros that very nicely, I think. I think he microed it so it came out wide and sort of came back in and got the sort of fallback there and the kill. Very nice indeed. ME-109 shoots down the Hurricane, takes air supremacy. Okay, Puma is going to be moving up here. We see the Panzerwerfer going to go for the attack onto the 6-pounder. We have an internal fire on the Cromwell 6. Can the Puma find the kill finally? We see a Storch now coming in with the Hurricane dead. That does mean that Gonzo can try and work with those Storches once again. So we'll have to wait and see if that can provide any important information. It will likely find the 6-pounder and allow the 258 to once again go for a fire position command. Still a 57% for Gonzo, +1, 535 points. These half tracks still making ground. Cromwell 5 has been brought in, and it looks like that's sort of dealing with these half tracks quite nicely. So that's a good start for Walther to bring this back on the bottom side. But honestly, I would have liked to have seen a Cromwell on the top side. And at the moment, well, Hurricane 4 was allowed to shoot down the Storch. Assuming that's because the ME-109 G6R6 had just evac'd. This 6-pounder on return fire should be opening up. Yep, there we go. Can it get the second shot? It can. 258 goes down. Gonzo had that on an attack move order, didn't find a target, so just kept rolling. Not ideal. Panzerwerfer, though, going to be opening up once again, using another 5 rockets. Can he find the kill, though? All of those rockets going around the target, but not on the target. So the 6-pounder lives to fight another day. Hurricane Mark IV now going to be coming in with the strafing run onto the Panzerwerfer. Puma still engaging, attacking the Strelzy, however, instead of the Cromwell 6. Cromwell 4 is going to be the choice to engage the Puma. We'll have to see if that can do the job. Down here, this Cromwell 5. That's not doing too bad. However, got to be careful he doesn't get caught out by this Pack 38. He obviously doesn't know it's there because there's not really any recon in the area. But Gonzo could definitely do some work with this return fire onto a Cromwell 5 should it expose itself. So yeah, the Cromwell there coming in with its 2-star veterancy, pushing back that Puma hard. One thing that you could do here in this situation is get this Cromwell 6 and fire position it to either one side or the other of this tree line to continue sort of pinning the Puma. And then what that would allow is the Cromwell 4 to quite simply charge the Puma down. And if with that Puma dead, you know, the Panzerwerfer swiftly follows. And yeah, that works out well in favour of Walther. But Gonzo going for a quick cheeky little shot there into the Cromwell 4 and the Cromwell 6. They opened up and killed off the MG42 down here, so Gonzo saw his chance to get a shot in. I think both of these are now on reverse commands, so again another cheeky shot being taken there by Gonzo. If Walther's not paying attention, it's going to allow this Puma to like open up a lot more onto these targets. Alongside the ME109 G6 R6, it looks like the Puma is going to be able to get a decent shot onto the Cromwell 4, and if this Cromwell 4 goes down, I feel like that's just a big mistake from Walther. Looks like the Cromwell 6 might save the day. It's currently got 8 shells left though. Could actually end up running out of ammunition. Meanwhile, down near the town we see the Cromwell 5 taking out a half track in the mid. Track's wheel damage on the Cromwell 4 is still the case. Puma's reverse behind the trees there. You can see the lack of availability of troops for Gonzo at the moment. We've just moved into Phase B, so things not getting much better. Because I'm pretty sure the Panzer Lehr is one of the lowest Phase B incomes out of all the divisions. Meanwhile, Walther is still increasing his income. And this isn't helping Gonzo at all. We see the Stuart 5 bailing out the 2-3-4-1, which was doing a good job at killing off the Strelzy. That goes down. Pack 40 is in a really good place here, but the Pack 38 in the mid has died. So this is what Gonzo is relying on to kill this Cromwell 5 now. Cromwell 6 and Cromwell 4 still having a standoff with the Puma. Pan's going to have smoked themselves off to avoid detection. Strelzy, however, charging them down. You can see these infantry also charging down this Puma. Gonzo going for the cheeky shot there. Going to break the line of sight once again. Really microing that Puma well. Pack 40 takes its first shot at a Cromwell 5. Can it find the second one though? It gets the internal fire. That's a start. The Cromwell 5 is now falling back in line of sight. Walther needs to get this Mustang to strafe that sooner than later. Or Panzerwerfer is coming down with all 10 rockets on top of the Cromwell 6 and the Cromwell 4. Can he find the kill? So far, these Pumas have not been doing very well. They actually have 5 accuracy and 2-star veterancy. They should be able to hit something. But I feel like Gonzo's just been incredibly unlucky. It's just quite simply not happening. So now it's a 57% territory lead in favour of Walther. And I think just good play across the board from both players so far. First Panzern has managed to keep up the aggression, even though they were under a lot of pressure early on. And, well, now's really the time to shine. It seems as though, however, Gonzo has managed to afford himself a Befell Panther for Phase B, even with a 95 income per minute. So that is a 280 point tank. That takes, I think, more than 3 minutes worth of income. She may be just about, I think it's 285, isn't it? So, yeah, I think he just has enough after 3 minutes to buy a Befell Panther. But still, saving up that long for a Befell Panther should have cost him more. This 6-pounder, can it get the shot? The Puma might be able to spot that though. Let's see. Can it see it? No, it can't. That's the trouble with having high optics as opposed to very high optics. 6-pounder did take a cheeky shot at the Puma. Okay. That Puma is now going to be engaging the Crusader AA Mark IIB. Befell Panther here has moved forwards as well. That's also going to be engaging the Crusader AA. Never mind. Looks like that's fire positioning on the tree line there. 6-pounder's going to open up onto the Puma. Try and find a kill. Crusader AA is being very aggressive. I feel like Walther's just kind of gone a bit overboard here. These strolls are getting way ahead of themselves. Hurricane Mark IV is going to come in and start trying to pin down this Pack 40. Gets the strafing run there to pin it down. 6-pounder's still alive here. And there is now a Firefly 1C available to face off against the Panther. But that's only 1-star veterancy with command. So not really going to do the job. At 1 minute it looked like Walther was in a really good position, but now he's just quite simply not. We see that he's overextended on this bottom side, and it's cost him dearly. His Stuart is dead. The Panzer Grenadiers with these half-tracks are now able to start pinning down the rifles again. You can see that happening here. These rifles, in the back line have been surrounded. They're not going to be effective anymore. We have the Pack 40 in the mid, that's fine. Puma and the Befell Panther, though, are still alive on this top side. Befell Panther finally finds a kill onto the 6-pounder. Now it looks like he's looking for the engagement with the Firefly. Rifles are going to be falling back from that tree line. With the speed troop there, that's what spotted the 6-pounder and allowed the kill. Also forces those 2 units of infantry back. So it's been a crazy intense battle so far, things swinging backwards and forwards. This is what we like to see in Steel Division tournaments. But I feel like Gonzo is really getting the momentum here. It shouldn't really happen in Phase B, which is odd. But I think having this Panther on the top side has basically nullified all of this armor that's been purchased out of Walther. And even with the Mustang Mark III or even a Hurricane coming in and trying to strafe that, it's not going to do particularly too much. Panzerwerfer is going to get resupplied by the Opel Blitz munition, and the Puma's now engaging rifles in the mid. Pack 38, can it find a kill onto the Cromwell 6? Unlikely, as the Cromwell 6 pins it down. That Pack 38, is it going to get out of dodge quick enough? Oh, just about. I think that was mainly help due to the Panzergrens here. They put a smoke in line of sight of the Pack 38. Really nice there by Gonzo, getting that micro in. We've seen some really nice sort of micro plays here in this game already. Walther with the turning off the HE on the Stuart. Really, really good tip actually. And, just using the smoke there to block the line of sight on the Pack 38, keeps that alive, keeps it a threat there, stops tanks from pushing through relentlessly. Pack 40 is going to be engaging the 6-pounder. 6-pounder did manage to take out a half-track, but will likely fall to the Pack 40. Surprised this Pack 40 hasn't been strafed to death yet, if I'm honest. 88 has joined us on the top side. SDKFZ going to be pushing forwards quite aggressively here. Fast moving forwards even, which is kind of odd. 6-pounder's dead in the middle of the map, and further down this Pack 38's alive still. If he can get back into those trees, might be able to get a sneaky shot onto this Cromwell 6. We'll have to wait and see. Panzergrens doing a lot of damage to the Sikorsky there. This M5 half-track really needs to be used in direct fire support. I feel like at the moment Walther isn't really microing his half-tracks and tanks as well as Gonzo is. And that's really what's making the big difference here. Puma just going to run down that infantry squad. And we see this Befell Panther continuing upwards. Walther surrenders. So we just moved into Phase C. Maybe, I think Walther maybe didn't see himself coming back from that. I think maybe the surrender was a bit premature, But I mean, if you know the game, Gonzo with the Panzer in phase C comes across, you know, the 150 points per minute, and it's really quite hard for any division to deal with. So yeah, not being able to find a significant advantage in the early game really hurt Walther. Gonzo's play early on was extremely aggressive, exactly what we're used to seeing out of Gonzo, and I think it maybe caught Walther off guard. And then Walther managed to pull it back in sort of phase A and B, but then lost some significant units on the bottom side that allowed Gonzo to then contest the town, and that caused issues on the sort of income, the Conquest income, getting advantage in favour of Gonzo again when it probably shouldn't have been. The Befelled Panther purchase, it's like Gonzo being able to save up for that many points maybe meant that Walther wasn't putting on enough pressure, but it's hard to say because when you're actually playing in the game, you can't see everything on the map, and therefore it's hard to be aggressive if you don't know you can be. Kills, let's have a look at these. We see the Firefly did pick up a kill. Stuart 5, 2341 and a 251. Mustang did manage to take out the ME109 G6R6 and Pack 38 went down. Hurricanes took down both of the Storches. We saw the Cromwell 6 eventually kill a Puma. That must have been on the top, but very odd. Actually, there was a second Puma brought in, wasn't there? So that would have been that one. As for losses in the early game, that Pack 38 took out a Stuart 5 and a Staghound. That was the one by the town. This Puma took out a Stuart 5 and the Crusader AA. We saw the Hurricane shoot down the ME109. And this Pack 40 looks like it paid itself off. Took out that Cromwell 5. Took out the Staghound. Seems as though I lost or missed a few kills in this game. It was all over the place. And honestly, for a 20-minute game, pretty damn intense. Shame it ended in surrender, but I can totally see why Walther did so. So don't go flaming him in the chat, guys, for surrendering. It was Panzer phase C. Everybody knows what that's like. But in the meantime, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. Second game where we're actually going to be seeing Walther and Gonzo once again in game 2 of the best of 3. See if Walther can bring it back to 1-1. Goodbye, guys.